everyone. Thank you for tuning in. This is Matt Nguyen. And for today, we want to know more about this special person. I believe is the next leader in our community. And let's learn more about her and what she does for our community. And this is Cộng. Well, thank you,
Matt.
Thank you, Cộng, for coming here and sharing your volunteer work.
Well, I graduated as a double major with political science and also public health or health and wellness. And currently, I work at BPSOS as breast cancer program coordinator, raising awareness and prevention for Vietnamese women in general and Asian women in all about breast cancer issues and how to prevent that.
I've heard that you also had an internship. Can you share where and what are some key things you learned from that experience?
Okay. So I chose George Washington University, which is located in Washington, D.C. for a reason. It is the heart of politics, and there you get many internships through your congressman, or whether that through Department of State, through the White House, through AAPI, which is Asian American Pacific Islander. And I get a chance to intern with Congressman Bob Barr, who used to be the congressman for Georgia 7th District back in 1995. I interned for him way back when I started my college career here in Georgia, in Kennesaw. And being there, talking to him, made me switch my major from nursing all the way to political science. And from there, I went on to Washington, D.C., interning for AAPI and also for Department of State, where I got my internship to Thailand this past year. So what I'm trying to say is, path by path, door by door, this step lead you to another. So it's a great opportunity for me, and I love working in politics. It doesn't usually mean that you fight or battle in courthouse, but it's more, bill and legislation in which way you can lobby that and bring that to the next level. For the past 5 years, the Vietnamese Georgia Delegation joined other delegations across the USA for Vietnam Advocacy Day, where we advocate for human rights issue as well as freedom of religion and freedom of press. For the past 4 years, I am a participant and also a scholarship recipient. So I thought that this year, coming back, graduating with that degree, I could help benefit the community. Every year we come together and vote for the people who we think would fit or deem or could take up the responsibility to be the chair and co-chair. Last year, Councilwoman Hang Chung was the chair, and this year she also is on the co-chair with me because she wants to promote, women in power, also women in politics, as well as young generation taking charge and organizing the community and leverage them to go to Washington, D.C. The first generation is not here. There's our people to continue that footstep. For this year, we have currently about 20 applicants, in which include 4 youth through our scholarship program. And I hope this year we get across the message that environmental issues in Vietnam are very important, because we do get export from Vietnam. And in that way, if the water or the sea is being polluted, that's going to affect our consumption here in America. So I hope that the congressman would listen to that issue and hope that change would be made, and that in connection with that, people in Vietnam who are being protested for environmental reasons, not human rights or political, are also being persecuted and beaten in the street. So we hope that they have the right to at least talk about the environmental issue and not regarding to politics.
I know you spend a lot of time to help plan and coordinate this. What do you notice about the transformation of college students that attend the Advocacy Day and when they return?
Right, so each year we award 5 scholarships to 5 college students aged 18 and 25 in hope to get them to become more civically engaged and become more aware of the political system in the U.S. So several of our scholarship recipients coming back are now majoring in human services or as well as political science, including myself. So we want to see the transformation they have, that they come out every year knowing that they can close the gap between the Vietnamese government issues as well as the American side government, where how their voices are being heard here and are making impact back in Vietnam.
And then that's very powerful because it's not in the talks at home. And so that I hope that with this movement and this Advocacy Day, is that all of us, especially young generation, is more engaged so that we can make a big impact in America. And also, we will also influence policy and changes in Vietnam. Freedom of religion,
freedom
right?
of press.
That's right.
We are fortunate to be able to live here in the U.S. where we get all those freedom that America given to us. But people back in Vietnam, they're not that fortunate or that different from us. They didn't have the opportunity to immigrate here. So we want and hope that one day Vietnam will be free and democratic, somewhat like the U.S. So our Vietnamese citizen can deserve to live under those freedom and those rights that they are given.
Do you feel that being more civically engaged in this movement here, that you are loving the motherland Vietnam more, that you will care more through this civic engagement?
Yes, as a second generation growing up here in America, the latest I heard about Vietnam was through my parent or my grandparent who fought in the Vietnam War and how they tried to escape the country or fled for their freedom. And I wasn't there to experience that, but coming or going to Vietnam Advocacy Day, I get to meet first generation, 1.5 generation, second generation, where we sit around and talk about war period, where some of them are general or like soldier in the Vietnam War, where they talk about, how they fought for their freedom all the way to the end. And it's just touching, one. And two, you learn a lot of history from their perspective and their side point of view. And a lot of second generation Vietnamese American growing up here had the misconception that they don't understand each other. Like the first generation and the second generation are closely gapped. Like there's that gap, but actually there isn't. Like if you are open to them, they're open to you to talk about the war. You are free to talk to them about your period or how you experienced the Vietnam War personally yourself, whether that be through history or through reading books. But this is just an opportunity for them to open up. And don't think that you're not a benefit to them or they closing door on you, but you actually are being there to help them understand what the congressmen are speaking to them by translating, or from their point of view, you heard story that become testimony that you present to the congressman and member of the House.
Your aspiration. What do you hope to achieve by moving forward? What are your dreams and goals?
Well, in the short term, I want to be a beneficial individual for the community, trying to put myself in leadership position or trying to get the Vietnamese people to be more civically engaged. That is whether that is to go out and vote for your congressman or is that go out and vote for your president is what you want to come. This is your country now. Some of us are U.S. citizens, so this is your country. So we want simple thing like that would become very beneficial for our reputation as Vietnamese in the American community. And on the long term, I hope to be somewhat like Councilwoman Hang Chung and run for city, state, and who knows, one day federal, obviously because it is politics, it is my passion. I switched major for a reason, and I hope that doing so will bring the voice to Vietnamese American here and back home.
That's right, to learn to be engaged, you have to put yourself to that leadership role and take up the task and responsibility. And it's not easy. Continue to engage, and there's no limit to where you could go and how much impact you could make on our community.
Right.
And also in the U.S. and also impact in Vietnam too. Hey, well, that's pretty awesome, and we cannot wait to see where you will be in the upcoming years. And we know that that's very powerful, especially also a great role model for young generation older generation where anyone in particular that would want to be engaged in this career path, and so that to help our country. Is there anything you want to share?
I just want to say to the second generation out there that it doesn't matter if you're American or you're Vietnamese American or you're Vietnamese. Basically, you're Vietnamese. So there's no other way to go around it. Whether you count yourself at a half, a quarter, a third, a 1/8, you are basically from Vietnam roots. So I would take that up and love your motherland and love where you come from.
Because, like you say, we need to make sure we remember our heritage.
Yep.
And who is better to advocate for our mother in Vietnam than us,
Yep.
right? To understand the culture, understand the tradition, understand the language, and all the customs. So it is a right thing to also advocate for Vietnam, because through the opportunity here that we learn in America and cherish all these opportunity, and if we don't do it, who else will? That's right.
Yep.
Okay. Well, thank you.
Thank you for having me, and thank you to all the viewers, and I hope that this would encourage you to become more civically engaged and to love your motherland.
And if you are interested and you want to share your thoughts, your experience, or how you could impact the community, or you already impacting the community, especially young generation, we are looking to hear from you so that everyone else can also learn from your experience. And thank you for tuning in.